Hello my dear children, I am Chendu Durgam, physical science teacher. Welcome to Tanshi Creations YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn second chapter chemical equations from the 10th physics. In this chapter we are going to know what is the chemical equations, how do we identify that a chemical reaction has taken place, how to balance the chemical equations, and how chemical equations more informative. And also in this chapter we study various types of chemical reactions and their symbolic representation. Here a small request you to watch this video till the end, do not skip the video. Why? Because it is a very important topic, it carries 4 or 8 marks in the final exam. Okay? We have discussed in the previous classes on the different changes that occur around us, and we have classified those changes into physical and chemical changes. Now just think about the changes involved in the following activities in our daily life: the process of digestion, burning of the crackers, the process of respiration, powdered lime added to water, ripening of the mango. What changes do you notice? Are they physical changes or chemical changes? Are they temporary changes or permanent changes? In all the above process, the nature of original substance would be changed. If new substances are formed with properties completely unlike to those of the original substances, we say that a chemical change has taken place. But how do we identify that a chemical reaction has taken place? We want to know this, we have to do some activities. Let us know what are those activities. Children, listen and watch the video carefully. Activity number 1, take about 1 gram of quicklime. The chemical name is calcium oxide in a beaker. Add 10 ml of water to this. Touch the beaker with your finger. Do you notice that the beaker is hot when you touch it? The reason is that the calcium oxide reacts with water, and in that process heat is released. Calcium oxide dissolves in water, producing colorless solution. Then test the nature of solution with litmus paper. A red litmus paper turns blue when dipped in the above solution. So this solution is a basic solution. Next, activity number 2, take about 100 ml of water in a beaker and dissolve a small quantity of sodium sulphate. Its formula is Na2SO4. Take about 100 ml of water in another beaker and dissolve a small quantity of barium chloride. Its formula is BaCl2. Observe the colors of the solutions. Then add sodium sulphate solution to barium chloride solution and observe. After mixing these solutions, formed white color barium sulphate precipitate. Its formula is BaSO4. Next, activity 3, take a few zinc granules in a conical flask, add about 5 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to the zinc granules in the conical flask. Observe the changes in the conical flask. Now keep a burning matchstick near the mouth of the conical flask. What do you observe? You will observe the gas evolved burns with a pop sound. It is indicating that is hydrogen gas. Touch the bottom of the conical flask with your fingers. What do you notice? Is there any change in temperature? Yes, the temperature changes. Why? Because in this process heat is released. From the above activities, you can conclude that during a chemical change, the original substances lose their characteristic properties. Hence, these may be products with different physical states and colors. Chemical changes may be exothermic or endothermic, that is, heat may be liberated or absorbed. They may form an insoluble substance known as precipitate, and gas may be evolved. In our daily life, we observe variety of changes taking place around us. Next, we will learn about chemical equations. In activity number 1, when calcium oxide reacts with water, a new substance is formed which is unlike to either calcium oxide or water. The description of chemical reactions in a sentence in activity number 1 is quite long. It can be written in shorter form as a word equations. The word equation of the above reaction is calcium oxide plus water gives to calcium hydroxide. The substances which undergo chemical change in the reaction are called reactants, and the new substances formed are called products. A chemical reaction written in the form of word equation shows the change of reactants to products by an arrow placed between them. The reactants are written on the left side of the arrow and the final substances or products are written on the right side of the arrow. The arrow head point faces the product showing the direction of the reaction. If there is more than one reactant or product involved in the reaction, they are indicated with a plus sign between them. Now, what is the chemical equation? A chemical equation is a short form and symbolic representation of chemical reaction. Now, writing a chemical equation. Generally, a compound is written by giving its chemical formula, which lists the symbols of the constituent element and uses the subscript to indicate the number of atoms of each element present in the compound. If no subscript is written, the number 1 is understood. Now, the reaction of calcium oxide with water can be written as CaO plus H2O gives to CaOH taken 2. Here CaO is formula of calcium oxide and H2O is formula of water, and CaOH2 is formula of calcium hydroxide. Now, you try to write the another reactions. In this chemical equation, count the number of atoms of each element on the left side and right side of the arrow. Is the number of atoms of each element are equal on both sides? Yes. In this equation, the number of atoms are equal, but in some equations atoms are not equal. Then we have to equal them. This process called balancing the chemical equations. Now we will learn how to balancing the chemical equations. Before learning this, we have to know some important points. According to the law of conservation of mass, the total mass of the products formed in chemical reaction must be equal to the total mass of reactants consumed. You know that an atom is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. It is the atom which accounts for the mass of any substance. The number of atoms of each element before and after reaction must be same. Why we balance the chemical equations? Why? Because atoms are neither created nor destroyed in chemical reactions. So, all the chemical equations must be balanced. Now, what is the definition of balanced chemical equation? The definition is a chemical equation in which the number of atoms of different elements on the reactant side, left side, are same as those on product side, right side, is called balanced chemical equation. Children, watch the video carefully. Next, formula units. Balancing a chemical equation involves finding out how many formula units of each substance take part in the reaction. As the name implies, is one unit, whether atom, ion or molecule corresponding to a given formula. For example, one formula unit of NaCl is one Na plus ion and one Cl minus ion, and one formula unit of water is one H2O molecule. Now, let us balance the chemical equation using a systematic method. For this, take the example of iron oxide reacts with aluminum to form iron and aluminum trioxide. In this process, some steps are there. Step 1. Write the equation using the correct chemical symbols and formula for all the reactants and products. For this, the equation is iron oxide plus aluminum gives iron plus aluminum trioxide. Fe2O3 plus Al gives to Fe plus Al2O3. Next, step 2. Find the suitable coefficient for the reactants and products to equate the number of atoms of each element on both sides. For this, number 1, examine the number of atoms of each element present in equation 1 on both sides and write down as shown in the below table. Children, observe the table carefully. In equation 1, number of oxygen atoms is equal on both sides. Now, we have to balance the remaining atoms. Next, number 2, there are 2 Fe atoms on left side, on reactant side. There is 1 Fe atom on right side, on product side. To equate number of Fe atoms, multiply Fe by 2 on product side. Now, the partially balanced equation is Fe2O3 plus Al gives to 2 Fe plus Al2O3. Children, observe this equation carefully. Next, number 3, in equation 2, number of aluminum atoms still unbalanced. There is 1 aluminum atom on left side and 2 aluminum atoms on right side in Al2O3. To balance Al atoms on both sides, multiply Al by 2 on left side of arrow mark. Now, the partially balanced equation is Fe2O3 plus 2Al gives to 2Fe plus Al2O3. Step 3, the equation 3 is balanced and coefficients are also smallest whole numbers. If not there, we have to do all coefficients are in smallest whole numbers. Multiply or divide with some numbers. In step 4, finally, to check the correctness of balanced equation, count the number of atoms of each element on both sides of equation. The equation 4 is balanced. So, we say that the equation 4 is balanced equation. Children, observe the table carefully. The number of atoms of reactants and number of atoms of products are equal. The above method of balancing is called trial and error method only. Sometimes you may have to take more care to balance the equation. Now, making chemical equations more informative. Chemical equations can be made more informative by expressing following characteristics of the reactants and products. These are: 1 is physical state, number 2 heat changes, exothermic or endothermic change, number 3 gas evolved if any, number 4 precipitate formed if any. We learn these points clearly one by one. Number 1, expressing the physical state. To make the chemical equation more informative, the physical state of the substances may be mentioned along with their chemical formula. The different states, that is gaseous, liquid and solid states, are represented by the notations G, L and S respectively. If the substance is present as a solution in water, the word aqueous is written. In the short form, it is written as AQ. For example, iron oxide react with aluminum, formed iron and aluminum trioxide. Children, observe this equation carefully. In this equation, all substances are solid, so notated with the word S. Next, number 2, expressing the heat changes. Heat is liberated in exothermic reactions and heat is absorbed in endothermic reactions. See the following examples. Children, you observe these two reactions carefully. In these reactions, Q is heat energy which is shown with plus sign on product side for exothermic reactions and minus sign on product side for endothermic reactions. Number 3, expressing the gas evolved. If gas is evolved in a reaction, it is denoted by an upward arrow or G. In this example, hydrogen is gas. Next, fourth one, expressing precipitate formed. If a precipitate is formed in the reaction, it is denoted by downward arrow. In this reaction, silver chloride is precipitate. Next, interpreting a balanced chemical equation. Number 1, a chemical equation gives information about the reactants and products through their symbols and formula. Second one, it gives the ratio of molecules of reactants and products. Third one, as molecular masses are expressed in unified masses, the relative masses of reactants and products are known from the equations. Fourth one, if the masses are expressed in grams, then the equation also gives the molar ratios of reactants and products. Fifth one, if gases are evolved, we can equate their masses to their volumes and calculate the volumes or those gases liberated at given condition of temperature and pressure using molar mass and molar volume relationship. Sixth one, using molar mass and Avogadro's number, we can calculate the number of molecules and atoms of different substances from the equation. It gives information about relative masses of reactants and products. From the equation, we get number 1 mass relationship, number 2 mass volume relationship, number 3 volume relationship, number 4 mass volume number of molecules relationship, etc. Okay children, are you understanding this class? I hope you are understood this class. If you any doubt in this class, you contact your physics teacher. And one more thing, please don't forget, share this video your classmates and your friends, and we will meet again another one good topic. Okay, bye bye.